and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, cats, dogs, chickens, puppies, you name it. Big shout out to that notification gang. For all y'all hit that subscribe button, and those specifically who've hit that notification bell, so you get notified when I go live or upload a video. I'm gonna say everything went foul because I didn't do my intro. So in today's live video, I'm trying to showcase and discuss about making a game. So here we go again. Back to basics. Just trying. Just, you know what I mean? Not here to make excuses or anything. You know, we're just steadily trying. And for the record, just so everyone can kind of just really get a look and see how much time like it takes just to open the project file. And I want to say almost every project file I've ever had to open with Unreal takes a long time, regardless of like how much content is in it and how much is actually in the level itself. So while we're patiently waiting for this, I'm going to pour myself some juice. Now, throughout all this process of learning Unreal and figuring out how to build a game and how all the different functions work, how they work together, how some are dependencies. So all of these concepts and logics can change and alter other concepts and logic. For example, like I was saying earlier, the torch. I'll reiterate that because this is a new stream. So for my character, I've created a day-night cycle. And with cause and effect, there's, you know, some consequences behind having a day-night cycle. And of course, the way I've made it, I've made pitch black, like darkness. And and with it being so dark, you need some way to illuminate the dark. And so I chose, you know, some primitive use of like a torch. I already had some of the assets and everything. All I had to do was create a blueprint with the torch, and actually no, I didn't even create a blueprint with the torch. The character actually equips a static mesh, and then it gets attached to the hand through some lines of code, and then what I did was I created a blueprint for the torch flame, and on the static mesh I put a socket where the flame should live. That way, on the character blueprint, I can spawn the torch flame blueprint, and then tell it to attach to that socket. So through what I've learned from tutorials, I actually took some of that knowledge and transferred it over into creating my own asset. So technically now I can light up the darkness. Now with that, the torch flame itself was causing some weird bug. Now if I can describe like how the bug was, so I'm using a level streaming setup, and what that means is typically, typically within like the game development process, they choose to do, you know, different workflow to make their game. In my case, I want more of an open world kind of feel, with kind of like different biomes. So what that requires is I have to have, there's two different workflows when it comes to that. One of them is level streaming, which is what I'm doing, and that's right here, if it'll let me. Okay, so all of these levels right here, let me actually show here if, wait, let me put that somewhere else. Just hide it right now. Cause that's fine. Okay, so I'm not gonna start the engine. I'm just gonna, let me change the engine scalability. I'm actually just put it on low. Let's see, 3, 2, 1. Lit. There we go. Now we don't have all the extra fog. So as you can see, there's a neighborhood there, and a neighborhood there. There's also secret base, research facility, the research underground, the research laboratory, and the bunker. Now, if I hit play, you see some of the assets are there, but not everything. So now if I disconnect, you can see none of those levels are loaded. And you can also see most of the trees just within the immediate area are spawning. And that also goes for, like I said, objects. Like you can see those blue objects are coming into view. So this workflow uses level streaming volumes, which, let me see if it actually shows it. It doesn't show it, okay. So maybe if I were, let me put it back on lit, it doesn't show it. So there's collision boxes within the areas of the map, so that other areas will load dependently upon, you know, if you're colliding with that box. So I don't have any of those boxes within this area. So logically, it doesn't make sense that whenever, for example, I equip the torch, right? It's dark, and light up the torch. And what would originally happen is other levels would load, and that's the way that I was coding the collisions box for the level streaming volume. I was using, let me see if I can show it. I'm hopefully able to show this. Let me see how the, yeah, it's just showing this now. So in load, demo, neighborhood 2. Okay, I believe neighborhood 2 was loading. close this. It seemed like it showed it for a moment, and it just keeps switching. Alright, so let me adjust this. Let's also hide the application. Alright, and then it should be only showing desktop. Oh, that's why. Let's get rid of that. Remove. Alright, good. Now, where was it? Application. That's application audio. Project settings. There we go. Transform, fit the screen. Alright, I'm not really too sure why it does that, but that's okay. I guess because the size of the window, I'm not really sure. Doesn't matter. But as you can see here, I want to say I had this plugged into a branch or an OR boolean to also check for the car. So that way if the character was piloting the car, it would pick that up. I was having trouble with it somehow not seeing the car, even though I had it selected. So I believe that's where I came up with, excuse me. That's where I believe I came up with the Get Player Controller. And I think also Get Player Character was another node function that I was using. So what was happening was, I think when you light the torch, because it's adding, let me see if I can pull this up, if it actually shows it on screen properly. It doesn't look like it, so I have to hide this. Yes, good, good, good. So basically when you see the torch is lit, it's spawning a blueprint, and there likely could be something in the blueprint itself that generates overlaps events. So it causes those levels to load because it's basically creating an update in the system to let the game know about overlapping and things. So it's like you have to keep those things in mind and keep them into account, that it can affect other things. So not having the torch feature is, I wouldn't have found about those bugs. If I wasn't doing the level streaming, I wouldn't have found out about those bugs. So just like I was saying, with all of the different functions and features that you create, it can affect something else. So I was originally building this whole platform and everything similar to what's like playable now with all the maps, and I had instead of level streaming, I had the actual map itself placed in the world, and every map that I was adding started to cause more lag and more, like, even testing was not possible. It would take too long to load it, and that's because it was loading particularly every single polygon of every map and every item within the map and every other blueprint, just everything. So at the beginning I didn't know that was a problem until I figured that out, and I had to change my approach. And I also need to figure out how to get rid of this torch, because this is a problem. I definitely don't want that to be a thing. Interesting though, you can see I lit the flame from the ember from my hand, but my hand is not on fire. It's because it didn't touch the flame. And if I were to stand on it, it would touch the flame. It looks like the flame is on. Yeah, the flame is on now. It could have been on the whole time and I didn't even notice it. Yep, it's on. But it's supposed to burn out, as you saw with the Molotov. So I'm going to continue on to try to show what else I've added. It's a shame I can't get this camera to rotate the other way because the light is coming from the other way. But what I've set up a way to equip a grenade or a Molotov. Now I don't know if this collision box is going to be a problem. Get out of here, you. I don't know if this collision box is going to be a problem. It's possible, and that's probably why it collided and broke right there. Let me try again. Yeah. I mean, I know a way to solve that. That's not hard. I can just set there to have no collision on the sphere. But in the meantime, let's just test without bringing out the torch. Alright, let's just do it without bringing out the torch. So now we have the bottle. It still explodes midair like it's making contact with the player, and I don't understand why. Let me try something. Yeah, it's not supposed to do that. And all day yesterday, I was fooling around with different values. Let me actually go back to that. Hold on. Let me try to see if I can't find. Not this. Alright, DM line. Okay, so in the let's see, 10,000 impact velocity threshold. Let me go back to 300. I don't know. Let's give that a try. Still explodes in my face. Alright. Impact resistance. Let's try 1500. Still explodes my face. Damage spread. Let's try 100. Impact damage. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but we're gonna see. Okay, so that seemed to change something. Impact damage. Let's try 1. Maybe there's something else going on. Okay, so it does save all of it. Custom impact resistance. 2000. Okay, let's run it. I had it working just fine yesterday. Okay, it's still colliding. Where's impact threshold? Okay, so it might be impact threshold. Let's try 750. Okay, let's try 800. 800. Okay, so it's somewhere between 950. See, impact threshold. Let's try 955. Let's try 960. How about 999? See, that's inconsistent. It don't make no sense. Super inconsistent. Let's try damage cap 2160. 2200. High damage effect. Let's try 0.1. Okay. So it could be the impact damage 0.25.